Hey, welcome to Planet Vrilock, your doctor here. Alright, so it's been a while since I've done a podcast, and I was going to talk a little bit about, well, I wanted to bring us into perspective about what's most important to you. Oh, there's so many topics to cover. Charged objects, the reality of the universe, consciousness, is it the answer? Money magic results, all kinds of things. But I think right now, the times that we live in speak to us the loudest because there's so much noise about it. And I want to talk about that. So I may do a video about this in the future, but I'm going to wrap this up short as a podcast, straight to the point. Which area of knowledge will help you the most in this life, and more so in the afterlife? And I present to you the following. Number 1, knowledge of the cosmic mind. Or number 2, political buff, like knowing all about Biden versus Trump, the World Economic Forum. You know, I think it's going to be number 1. For those of you whom are sincere, I believe you will choose number 1. And if you do, you are welcome to come join my club. If you chose number 2, son, what's the matter with you? You know, it's funny. There's some funny memes and all that spreading around, but if you spend all your time on that, it's sort of like being addicted to porn. Yeah, it saps your energy or your life force away, and it's a waste of your time. Being just a political buff, or, just running around the internet making wisecracks. Like I had someone running around, what was her name? Ms. Argaloff, going around to BitChute, claiming that I'm some kind of, what was it? She said a Nazi sympathizer or something like that. I mean, I contacted BitChute a couple times. Of course, they don't answer. And, for those of you who know me for the past 5 years, that's absolute rubbish. Absolutely. But there's people like that where, any time a video goes out and there's a little ting on their phone or a podcast, and these maniacs, it's like they suddenly come to life and they just run the same program over again. Sending me a flood of cross conversations with other people about this and that. They buy into the hype on either the left or right side, or this or that conspiracy theory, without really thinking it out, because they're not really thinking. And that's obsession, and it's addiction, and it's ruining our society. But there's really nothing you can do about that. You are only responsible for yourself. And that's what much of this podcast tonight is about. What is more important? What's going to help you in this life? And perhaps more so in the afterlife. What can you take with you? Was it going to be knowledge of Trump with his pants on backwards, or perhaps it was a manipulated image whose Biden's been sniffing, or knowledge of the cosmic mind, how the universe works, or how we suspect that it works, how your aura works, your subtle energies, what you can do with your mind. These things are important. Who owns your soul? By the way, I have a great combination document that you can download, vrilock.club/shop. It's called Soul Keeper Combo, and you should really check it out. Because while it's fun, and it's designed to look fun and play out as a really fun wizard's document combo, it's very important. It's very important to know who owns your soul. I think it should be you. You should own yourself. Let's see. You know, there's all manner of things that are both true and not true at the same time. Let's consider, like, for example, human-earth energy relationship. It's called earthing. Good earth runes, I'll throw those out. There's Uruz, Berkano, Laguz, and Yira. So earthing would be like something like walking barefoot on the soil. This charges energy from the earth frequencies through the soles of your feet and throughout your body. But just doing something simple like walking your dog, taking your dog for a walk, or feeding the ducks at the park. That's an earthing relationship, and it's good for you. But there's other things like consciousness that people are really interested in quantifying. And I'll just be frank. Consciousness really can't be quantified. Well, I mean, it can, but I'm going to get into that argument in a second. I'll just give you what I think it is. Thought and the psychic mind exist on a level of reality that is so super uber fine and above the material plane of existence that it cannot be measured with or by material means. Okay? Here's a finding from, let's see, the Monroe Institute that one of my club members was talking about. It's very interesting. I'll read it to you in part, and I quote, human heart in a state of profound relaxation reaches the fluid layer surrounding the brain. It sets up a rhythmic pattern in which the brain moves up and down approximately 0.005 to 0.010 millimeters in a continuous pattern. The self-reinforcing character of resonant behavior accounts for the body's ability to sustain this movement despite the minimal level of energy involved. In this way, the entire body, based on its own micromotion, functions as a tuned vibrational system which transforms energy in a range between 6.8 and 7.5 hertz into the Earth's ionospheric cavity, which itself resonates at about 7 to 7.5 hertz. Of this process, Bentov states, this is occurring at a very long wavelength of about 40,000 kilometers, or just about the perimeter of the planet. In other words, the signal from the movement of our bodies will travel around the world in about 1/7 of a second through the electrostatic field in which we are embedded. Such a long wavelength knows no obstacles, and its strength does not attenuate much over large distances. Naturally, it will go through just about anything: metal, concrete, water, and the fields making up our bodies. It is the ideal medium for conveying a telepathic signal, end quote. And the article goes on. It says, consequently, the gateway process is designed to rather rapidly induce a state of profound calm within the nervous system and to significantly lower blood pressure to cause the circulation system, skeleton, and all other physical organ systems to begin vibrating coherently at approximately 7 to 7.5 cycles per second. The resulting resonance sets up a regular, repetitive sound wave which propagates in consonance with the electrostatic field of the Earth. I'm going to end quote right there. And it's a rather long quote to read, but regarding the wavelength electrical sharing of human body and the earth energy field, yeah, it might work as a way to sort of, I think a club member and I were talking about how that might explain some of my world circuit work, remote presence around the earth, or omnipresence in psionics. But and that's the Monroe Institute is talking about our wavelengths from our body interacting with the ionosphere. I say that, the bottom line is this. The universe is a dream dreaming a dream. So, of course, the universe will happily and readily supply the spectacle for our microscopes to jeer at. In other words, what I'm saying is the science, where mainstream, or whether mainstream or pseudo, Big Bang or holographic model, is all, in my opinion, part of a grand illusion. I think so because of my experiences. Personally, traveling beyond the waking realm. I've described this many times in pods and in my books and audiobooks and video lectures. And transcending this void. But just because it is an illusion, I might also add, that doesn't mean that it's not real, and it doesn't mean that it cannot be used as a system for humanity's influence. Okay, and that was a conversation between me and club member Luke. And so what we're getting at here is that we sort of, although we can quantify some things, we're really just, it's like we're kids playing with Legos. And the universe is really just supplying us with the make-believe, or to make our make-believe more real. You can do things like you can ask intuitive questions about anything. And you can ask these questions to the universe, or you can ask each question that you have to one of your chakras, touch the center of your body associated with that chakra, ask that question, then forget about it, go do something else, eat lunch, have a cup of coffee, and if you pay attention, the answer will come to you shortly, in various forms, in different ways. Perhaps subtle hints, or a thought, or seeing something manifest that answers that question for you. And it's because the universe basically, as my former mentor used to tell me, the universe exists to serve our will and our desires. So with that, I leave you, lords and ladies, until next time. Keep the magic high. This is Dr. Vrilock, signing out.